Justice. Let's see here. I'm going to have a glare on there, but I will need these glasses because I have to read some things on my notes. Justice. Yes, I will have to read some things on my notes, so I will be putting them on and off. So let me start here. Uh, I have created me a web page, a private web page on Patreon, and it's up now. Google approved it. So, uh, any of you that watched my series on YouTube can go there and join. And let's see, the website, I wrote it down here, and I'm going to keep on advertising it here on my series, and also to I will post it on my Patreon website. So if you want to go there and check it out, I have three different uh, memberships there that you could choose: basic, uh, donate, and there's one supreme, I believe, anyway. Uh, so here is the website. It's Patreon, patreon.com/spirit tribal community. You can go there and check it out and see if you want that or not, because a lot of the things that, yeah, is going to be on Patreon will not be advertised here because it will be a private website only for members. Okay. And on the two different websites, the basic member website will be uh, the regular Patreon membership, but the other two will get a little bit more because they cost a little bit more. Okay, so check it out over there and see if you like it, because some of the things that are not mentioned in the website, but I think it probably is. Uh, I will be advertising and let you know what's will be coming up, because a lot of the things I spoke to my manager already about, and I gave her outline of what I would like to put on Patreon, and basically even put the year that I would like for these things to start. So I already have the information and everything, and I'm just waiting for the money to come in, and for it to start. So I'm waiting to be monetized and by YouTube and some of the things I can start. So, but like I said, on Patreon, there will be a lot of things that will not be on YouTube. So, all right. This is called my series. My name is Spirit, and this is Spirit University. And so and it is a series called To Tell the Truth. And it is about, uh, let's see, the codes and Jim Crow laws in the United States. And I call it the division of color. Okay. The codes after the Civil War, and all slaves were freed. So states passed some codes, and they named them black codes, they called them. The definition severely limit the rights of people of color, many of whom had been enslaved. Okay? And the black codes were more specific. There was two things that the people of color could do, and they were specific jobs. And once they got the job, they could not leave the job once they were hired. Hmm. This was sort of like slavery, man. Still, be on the job until they died. This is basically slavery still. Okay. Uh, the Black Codes segregation, which was passed in, let me put my glasses on. Okay, segregation, which was passed in the South at different times. The Black Codes was started right after uh, the slaves was freed. Okay, in the South at different times to enforce racial segregation and curtail the power of the people of color voting. Simply put, power and control, they enforced the Jim Crow laws. Okay. And here are some of the restrictions and some of the laws. Uh, there was specific kinds of property that could be owned, only specific properties. Okay, and then there was another law in 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson. The Supreme Court upheld the law, separate but equal laws, until the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Okay? Uh, there was another law said that a man could only vote if his ancestors had been a voter before 1867. That was the grandfather clause law. And but the ancestors of most of the slaves were still enslaved and ineligible to vote. Of course, the Europeans knew that. This, let's see, separate but equal education, this inferior education and supplies until 1964. I think that's 1964 when the 1964 when the Supreme Court declared discrimination in education. Brown, this was a law called Brown versus the Board of Education. This is when integration was started, which was in 1963. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, in 1963. So let me. I'm going to read about the Jim Crow laws, and I'm going to show you some pictures also too. Uh, the Jim Crow persona is a theater character developed and popularized by the entertainer Thomas D. Rice, 1808 to 1860. In his minstrel shows, a racist depiction of people of color and of their culture. All right, Rice based the character on a folk trickster named Jim Crow. That's where it comes from. That had long been popular among the slaves. Rice also adapted and popularized a traditional song, slave song called Jump Jim Crow, 1828. Now, this is okay. This is where all that came from. Let me see if you can see this. That's where the character came from, and the Jim Crow laws came from. Okay. Uh, the character conventionally dresses in rags and wears a battered hat and torn shoes. Rice applied blackface makeup made of burnt cork to his face and hands and impersonated a very nimble and irrelevant witty person of color, Phil Hand, who sang Come listen, all you girls and boys. I'm going to sing a little song, and my name is Jim Crow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Rice's famous stage persona eventually lent its name to a generalized, negative, and stereotypical view of people of color. The show peaked in the 1850s and after Rice's death in 1860s. Interest in them faded. There was still some memory of them in the 1850s. Okay. No, in the 1870s, just as Jim Crow segregation laws were surfacing in the United States, the Jim Crow period was later revived by President Woodrow Wilson after he saw a showing of the motion picture, The Birth of a Nation, which glorified the KKK and portrayed portrayed people of color as racist and animals in the first ever movie viewing in the White House. In the White House, he signed segregation laws that first targeted people of color in the government. Uh, Ida B. Wells, a well known black Republican journalist and the co founder of the NAACP, bitterly fought against this policy. In the 1960s, when the struggle for civil rights in the United States gained national attention, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. Okay, so that's where Jim Crow came from a real person, and that's the history of it. And that's also some of the history of segregation in America, and that's true history. All right, so I will end here and uh, thank you everyone was for supporting me, and check out my Patreon, and I will be giving you the information on some more of my uh, YouTube and the future. Then I will stop it, and also I will put it in a post on my Patreon, so you will know that it is open. And I have spoken to my manager about doing a chat. Uh, Maybe if not this month, because it's sort of in the middle, it will be next month. But I will give you the date and time, and it will be on Patreon. So you will want to sign up for a membership, so you will be able to come into the room, because I will have a moderator watching, and that person will know who is members and who is not. So that's what's coming, and I'll be letting you know about this more. So thank you for all your support, and I appreciate it. And as I had promised, I would put a private website on and a chat. So I've done that. Okay, and it's like as said before, there are more good things coming. Thank you. Uh, so go to Patreon and join. And if you want to stay here over on YouTube, uh, and just want to join here, subscribe and like. Thank you. And take care of yourself and each other. All right. And as I say, pass it on. Thank you and good night.